Retirement keeps evolving. Hey, I am Chuck the Bureaucrat, and it has been a while since I gave you a sit-rep on my own personal retirement transformation. And I noticed something strange that I want to share. Early on in my transition, I had some generally positive but weird things happen. My heart rate changed. I had strange dreams, not panic dreams, kind of the opposite of those. My hypervigilance started to spin down, and my relationship with money started to change. And now that I'm about a year and a half into my retirement, there haven't been any new huge changes, but there's been something subtle and significant going on. What really triggered my aha moment was when I realized that I had essentially changed the time of day that I was bathing. I know, very weird, but just bear with me. When I was working in the Pentagon, both in uniform and then as a contractor immediately afterwards, I would wake up 5 a.m., shower, shave, and hit the commute. Nowadays, I almost always bathe at like 2 p.m. or just before bed. And this seems to be indicative of a number of changes where I am shaping my day to my body's needs instead of vice versa. I think it's fair to say that the military forces you to fall in line with a schedule that meets the needs of the whole. Sometimes it's the first sergeant who wants everybody to show up an hour before battalion formation. Sometimes it's just sitting around till 7 p.m. to get 5 minutes of the general's time. And that schedule, well, it really doesn't line up with the natural rhythms of an individual. We get really good at subordinating the self. But even back then, I knew a couple of basic things about myself. I knew that my brain was just a fizzing fire in the morning, usually up till about 10 a.m. Then, by 2 p.m., I was dull and listless. I knew that some major parts of the schedule I was living were mismatched with the way my body worked. Like 6 a.m. PT, it always drove me nuts because my mind was ablaze, but I couldn't do anything with that mental energy. And then by the time I got personal hygiene done and into work, everybody was just tugging at my sleeve. And frankly, there were plenty of things that made those late afternoon doldrums even duller. But now that I'm retired, more and more of my timeline is my own. That means that the things I'm doing align more with my natural timing. And the consequences have been wonderful. I mean, I still usually get up about 5 a.m. on weekdays, and that usually happens without an alarm clock. My brain and my body are better rested, partly because when I need to go to sleep, I do go to sleep. Then it's time for creativity and energy, engagement, thinking, planning, tracking, fun. By 10, I'm usually done with the bright ideas that I woke up with. This is the point of the day where I get some mildly tedious task done. I don't know, maybe I dig into a regulation or I do some housework. Then, about 2 p.m., I'm bored. My brain is tired, and I hit the gym or I go for a run or a swim. Then I'm home, showered, cooking dinner, and afterwards, I just kind of putter around until I read myself to sleep. What's funny is that the benefits of this pattern were obvious to the people around me long before the implications of this change dawned on me, which raises a question for you guys. What other changes are likely already underway that I might not even be aware of? What do you know that I don't know, but I need to know? Leave me a comment, and in the meantime, watch this video about some of the best advice you guys have ever given me.